It's like working on the environment. I'm uh, I'm considered as an enemy to the people or an enemy to the country. At least in the federal states where I lived. A lot basically is prohibited for some reason. Uh, I think it's to keep the yeah. I think it's to keep the. I think it's to keep everything nice and well. And as I thought, sometimes when people have enough money, they change their name, they change their nationality, and they change their basically their history. Uh, I'm well aware that I'm an enemy to these individuals. I basically is like I devised some sort of a plan to actually at least retrieve retrieve documents which are basically a global which are like basically a global agreement, because we're heading toward the situation that it's like they are and individuals are bringing like a suicide situation to themselves economically, meaning like that they have done enough actions, that they have done enough trouble, that they have done enough wrongdoings to basically bring like an oil crisis to themselves, to bring problems to themselves, as well as a lot more. And the action of an unlawful criminal restraint is like the action of an unlawful criminal restraint is so far bad basically. uh, Sometimes people like bring other individuals to the region for such purposes, and it's like I'm already like non-likable to say the most. I'm already like non-likable to say the most. However, it's like there is always need to be like some sort of an understanding regarding everything. It's like I'm living with individuals. It's like to them, I'm not even their customer. Basically, I lived in this. I lived in this. I lived in this region for way too long, basically to notice a lot of wrongdoings. Uh, as I said, some things are really, really unbelievable, basically. And it's like a realization that someone is has no wish to live like not stranded, but like someone has no live like to live like a life is like they just sell a commodity, they get the money, they distribute it around, and they distribute it around, and they eat food with it and buy clothes, and they run in circles. And that has been actually a situation. It's like a situation where there is an unbelievable level of waste of money, basically. Understanding that they just consider me as an enemy, not working on oil, not focusing on that, but shifting my focus toward the environment and those technologies. It's it's then focusing my entire work on the environment, focusing my entire work on I do a lot of hydropower. That's my starter, basically. Hydro energy. Then solar, I'm well acquainted with PV and other things that I actually and store systems and things like that, which are not basically real focused on this country. And then I was in Sweden and not in Finland. I was in they have a lot of people with yellow hair and green eyes or blue eyes just running around, while Finland are the most people are they have they have similar facial expressions and similar hair colors and other stuff. Then it's meeting and it's the time in Switzerland, where I understood the copyright issues and that there's academic thefts, and these are things that which do not go well with this country. It's there's a number of factors. It's there's a number of factors that makes no one in this country agree with me, at least publicly. They were brought some sort of schizophrenic issue to themselves, thinking that I'm a political activist or a freedom activist or something like that. I'm none of that, basically. I'm basically an engineer in the field of energy and environmental engineering of renewable energy. My thesis exists, and it has existed since basically a long period of time, and I did face basically a lot of revengeful actions from individuals simply like that. They seize my documents, they withhold things from the post, and a lot of things basically which are really unbelievable. To a large extent they are really unbelievable, and it's it took me a long journey to wake up basically from these individuals psychopathy. To me it's psychopathy. It's I have $10.1 million which are missing. They seize everything. They have to live their psychopathy and feel that they do whatever they want. One of those actions in the legal withhold of documents, as well as other things. They are involved in actions which are really bad, and it's not a Republican, but it's a bad it's a bad it's it's a bad person, not a politician, but simply a bad person who do things like that, and bad person who breach the law. And we have to remain diplomatic and say that everyone is in agreement with the legal systems or something like that. But it's like individuals who have yes, they see me, they meet me, and it's like the opportunity in Austria. It's like a lifetime. It's like a lifetime opportunity, and that I have to say that it's an equivalency. It's like it's one in a trillion chance for me, like to get that position in Austria, and it's really one in a trillion that I went there. And because there's like no way of communications, like to say that it's an unbelievable rate of crimes committed against me. I don't like the national football teams or something like that. It's like in this country, the best position for the national team to get, like in the Continental Cup or like the World Cup, it's like to be second. Even being first, it's problematic. And then usually it's like there's like some sort of a lawyer of an individual to speak with, like to straighten things out with. But instead I was like faced like with, unfortunately, a rise of psychopaths basically, because yeah, this is like the situation. And I'm faced with people who basically is like it's their belief, and they always need to feed their, and they always need basically like to feed their psychopathy. I don't know, none of this is normal, none of this is acceptable, none of this is okay. But then it's like something that is always, it's like, yeah. And I didn't ask anyone to mirror themselves to me, but I'm in this situation today. It's like I have nothing in common with these individuals, but then they have actually like to bring me to their level. And I'm sorry, it's like they might have like some sort of levelship in oil and those other instances, but then they are committing like these acts. It's like postal theft. This is what do they bring, is like they bring to themselves is like postal thefts and other thefts. And as I said, it's like I'm literally in an oil company surroundings. To this day, I keep on looking for my graduation degree or my graduation certificate, and these people have reached this level of dumbness that they steal it from the police stations or from things like that. And it's a behavior which is normal to these individuals who have like nothing with civilizations. And they keep is like to realization is like I understood this, like they reach like a realization is like we can steal from him 62 million dinars, a million. It's like 62 millions in the local currency, meaning like time 100, like six. It's like 620 million dinars. They came to the point like they have to steal all of that money, and then what exceed that I can have it, and what exceed this is like magically, it's like the sponsorship from Austria. That's first. Secondly, it's my graduation certificate from in the field of energy and environment, which is already in existence. And three, it's like the earnings like from winning basically is like the Continental Cup for the country. I did manage basically to bring proof to that. However, I'm living with individuals. It's like when I say this like to the someone who understands the English that I'm saying, I'm meeting with individuals who are simply just hostiles, and I don't know what I can't like say is like it's like I can't like say something bad about like intelligence agencies or something like that, but I must say to them that you have accepted on me. It's like you have accepted a lot of defamatory and wrongful reports about me, and in accepting in accepting their error, meaning like through presidential channels, accepting their error, they have sent something or they have resolved the matter. However, it reached basically like the same psychopathic individuals who made the fake reports in the first place, who are still basically trying to cover their tracks.